Hi there, my name is Coach B, and welcome to the Hope Channel for your Monday Morning Magic, where inspiration plus information equals transformation. Again, my name is Coach B, and welcome to the Hope Channel, where inspiration plus information equals transformation. Today's topic: invisible time zones. Today's topic: invisible time zones. Where are you operating from? Let's take a look at what some of the invisible time zones could be. I'm new at this, guys, so if it doesn't go 100% the way I hope it to go or how you expect it to go, all of that's well and good. I'm in a learning process. I am so willing to serve you and learn at the same time. It doesn't have to be a either or. We can both learn at the same time. Again, my name is Coach B, and welcome to the Hope Channel for your Monday Morning Magic, where inspiration plus information equals transformation. And we're going to talk about invisible time zones today, and whether or not these invisible time zones are either ineffectual or effectual. So let's talk about the invisible time zones. We have someday, one day, tomorrow, later, not now. Why do we call these invisible time zones? Because they do not have an endpoint. They are invisible. If I was to say to you, what time can we meet? And you go, I don't know. Let's meet sometimes later. I would not have an idea of what that means. There is no commitment. There is no specified time. Only thing I know is that we're operating in the world of later. If you ever try to set up an appointment with a friend, maybe you want to go on a lunch date, and they say to you, yeah, we should get together sometime. And you say, okay, that's good. Sometimes we'll get together. Someday we'll get together. But neither person, the person that's being invited or the inviter, pulls out a phone, a calendar, or anything to set the time. We can almost guarantee that that particular date, that luncheon date, will not happen. Same thing with goals. You have a list of things that you want to do, big, small, or in between, and you don't have a calendar. You don't have a commitment. You don't have a schedule to when you would like to accomplish the goal. So it's in your head. And that's a good place. It's in your head. And you know that you want to do it. Your motivation is high. Your desires are high, to complete the goal, to complete the task at hand. But somewhere in the self talk, it's like, oh, I'll get to that later. Some of us call that procrastination. And others, it's just a way of functioning. We'll do it later. If somebody says, can you do X, Y, and Z? And you go, not now. But it's not now without an explanation. It's not now with a set time or goal. If it's not now, then when will we do this particular thing? And tomorrow. What does tomorrow mean? Does tomorrow mean the day after tomorrow? The day after tomorrow? What does tomorrow mean for you? Many times people do not reach their goals because they're operating in an invisible timeline. Let me repeat that one more time. Many times people do not reach their goal because they are operating in an invisible time zone. They're operating in someday, one day, tomorrow, later, not now. Ask yourself this question: how many times have you been asked to do something or asked someone else to do something and they gave you one of these responses? One day, someday, tomorrow, later, or not now. And did not back it up with a commitment for a time, for a set time to do X, Y, and Z. How many times have you said to yourself, I'll get to that later? And then later comes, whether that's 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 hours, the next day, and the task does not get complete. When we operate in these invisible time zones, we're not allowing ourselves to show up. Matter of fact, it is an excuse not to show up. Let me say that one more time. When we are operating in these time zones, we are giving ourselves permission, an excuse not to do the particular thing because there is no commitment to a particular time. 12 o'clock on Monday, 2 o'clock on Sunday. I know a lot of us don't want to feel like we have to have a schedule. Some of us, even hearing the word schedule in our quote unquote free time, whew, that seems like a thorn in our side. To have a schedule, to have some structure, a lot of people will say, well, I want freedom. I want freedom to move, come and go. I don't want to be locked down to any particular thing, especially when we're operating in this space that we call our free time, our downtime. Let me just say that our free time or our downtime. The question would be, when you're on a job and you're getting paid for your labor and you have to be at the staff meeting, you put it on a schedule because that's somewhere that you need to be. It's important, it's imperative that you show up at the staff meeting because it hinges on your job performance, it hinges on whether or not you get promoted or not, it hinges on your ability to be able to do the next step at the job. So the big question is, how is it that in our personal life, we don't have or don't desire to have the same structure in our lives in order to fulfill our personal goals? So my question to you is that you're here at a particular time, spot, place in your life, and you're trying to go somewhere else. There's a goal that you're trying to accomplish. There's something within you that you're trying to develop. The question would be, who do you need to be in order to get to where you're going? Do you need to get rid of the invisible time zone? Do you need to be able to be more consistent at a particular task? Do you need to alleviate some of the procrastination? And may I go a little bit deeper and a little bit further? Do you need to walk through the fear. Because sometimes the invisible time zones exist because of fear of the unknown, the fear of whether or not I can do it or not, the fear of whether or not I'm good enough or not. So, therefore, out of the fear comes what? A lack of commitment. And what you'll notice is that this thing is secular, right? It'll go around in circles, circles, circles. It'll go from invisible time zone to lack of commitment, to not reaching your goals, to not reaching your goals, lack of commitment because I don't have a committed time to do anything. And it will circle and circle and circle around until eventually days, weeks, months, years will go by unknowingly. You will cross the invisible line to the goal was on the table, to the goal is nowhere to be found, nowhere to be seen. So, who do you have to be in order to get to where you're going? How do we alleviate these invisible time zones? How do we alleviate operating from a place of someday, one day, tomorrow, later, and not now? How do we just replace someday with tomorrow at 3 o'clock? How do we do one day and make it 2 day at 3 o'clock? 3 o'clock sounds like a great time. How do we change later to now? Let me see what thing I can do now that's going to help me to get closer to my goal. What thing can we do? And when I say what thing, what item, what task can we do to get closer to our goal? And not now, let's make that right now. Let's make that right now. Let me take 5, 10, 15 minutes, put it aside so that I can reach my goal. So, coaching. Coaching is unlocking a person's potential to maximize their own performance. I want to help you maximize your own performance by alleviating these invisible time zones. I want to take you from where you are to where you want to be. In order to do that, there's a way that you need to be. Sometimes we need support in becoming the person that we need to be. This has been your Monday Morning Magic. Like, share, leave a comment, and I'll see you next Monday.